Second, y'all. I'm B Nash. That's my man Gaddy right there, coming back off a good win and a very expected win, a win we needed. But now it's on to week 5, guys, as we come to play the Cardinals at a very, very hot day where the weather's supposed to be hot, money.
Yes, sir. It's gonna
The,
be
re-
a hot one. Matter
the,
of
rec-
fact,
the record at game day start is 88 degrees.
right,
You said it should be up to what, 90?
95 degrees. It is officially the hottest. It is officially on record, supposed to be the hottest game that the 49ers have ever played at Levi Stadium, bro. So
Crazy. And
that
there's no
that
shade there.
yes. Oh my goodness. That's terrible. And matter of fact, I mean, we'll get this out the way. Let's just give Jed and them a big fat F on the way they built Levi Stadium. It's terrible. You know what I mean?
God. And the way
Don't get
it's
it
lined up
right.
by the airport to where you can't even build a roof if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And that's a whole nother issue. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much, guys, you cannot put a roof over it because of it's in the airspace of the San Jose airport. But I mean, on top of that, there's half the stadium. There's no shade. I mean, it's brutal. It's absolutely brutal, bro.
Yeah, it's
And so
hot,
I could
bro.
only imagine what 95 degrees is going to be like. But player wise, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of IVs. Kyle Shanahan
Mm-hmm.
already said it. There's going to be a lot of IVs going around. Guys are going to have to be hydrated. Um, the jersey situation, BK. I mean, you want to
Yeah,
enlighten
they
everybody
said
on that?
that we wanted to wear our whites, but I guess you have to disclose that in the beginning of the year when you want
The,
to switch
the
up jerseys and
throwback
stuff like that.
whites. Yep.
Yeah, so because I guess it helped a little bit with the heat, but no, they said no, so we just
Right.
wearing the throwback
Right.
reds or whatever. But
We're wearing the throwback reds, but we are, since it's a throwback, we are able to go white pants. Kyle Shanahan said.
okay, that's good. I guess
So
you just try to avoid the sun as much as you can. I believe.
that's it, man. And I mean, at the end of the day, these guys are all football players. They're from everywhere. You know what I mean? I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
hot. It's hot everywhere. It's hot in Texas. I mean, come on, dude. How can we talk about weather right now with what's going on in North Carolina? You know what I mean? God bless those
Man,
peoples. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
everybody
So,
dealing with those
so
floods
it's
and
like,
stuff.
and these dudes are getting paid millions of dollars, to play a kids game. So, I mean, we're not acting like we're not going to sit up here and act like it's the end of the world, but it could be a factor. So, that's
Yes,
why we're speaking about it.
when it comes to cramps and like you said, people having need IV and stuff, it could get
Right,
bad. But like you said, they're professional, so 90 is crazy,
right.
but I
And
don't think it's.
potentially 95
Yeah, that is crazy.
in Santa Clara. I mean, that's
It's a
different.
little. It's a little bit east of the bay. You know what I mean? So you
Right,
don't get
right,
that nice bay breeze that people think you
right,
get in the bay and whatnot.
right. Yes, sir. And injuries, my man. Man. So we did kind of get some scares this week.
Mm-hmm.
Fred Warner, Nick, I believe Nick Bosa, he wasn't on the injury report, but Fred Warner and George Kittle, those were the
Mm-hmm.
two obviously main guys, and they held them out of practice yesterday. They were out there with their pads, but they didn't participate. I don't know if they
Mm-hmm.
warmed up or whatnot. You know what I mean? So when I heard that, you know what I mean, that made me feel a little bit comfortable. On top of that, man, we're talking about George Kittle and Fred Warner. These dudes epitomize what our style of football is in the Bay and what 49er football is. So, them being out there practicing, I always felt like, okay, if they're able to practice Friday, they're playing. Obviously, they're questionable right now, but I would have to bet my money for sure on Fred Warner. If Fred Warner will be out there, George Kittle, I'm pretty sure will be out there. And Kalia Davis is possible. He's questionable.
Window opened.
Window open,
That's good.
fully. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Him.
you said he practiced in pool.
He practiced. Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
that okay,
Jacob
okay.
Cowings practice. Um. Yatur Matos and Demetrius Flanagan Fowles.
Yeah,
They have been ruled out,
they're out.
but that gives Tatum Bethune a chance.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, bro, we got Huff. was not on the injury report.
Oh,
Jordan Elliott, not on the injury report. And there's one other one. D Winters,
D
not on the
Winters,
injury
yeah.
report. So that's good right there. Those guys started the week off on the injury report. You know what I mean? And by Friday, there's no injury designations. So that's huge. Yeah, really, that's it. Ricky Pearsall, we talked before they were gonna after the game. We thought that they were after the Patriot game. They said that they were going to open up his window possibly, but they decided not to. Which at the end of the day, bro, give him as much time as he needs. You know what I mean?
Coming off
Yeah,
in a traumatic injury like that or traumatic situation
right,
like that,
right.
you want to be as comfortable as you 100%.
Of course, and at the end of the day, at wide receiver, with the emergence of Jawan Jennings, you know what I mean?
It's not a
Uh,
place we're lacking at.
Right. We're good.
Yeah.
There's only one football. So
Hmm.
let him, you know what I mean? Let him get his wits about him and you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And let him, you know what I mean? When he's ready, he'll be out there. John Lynch spoke today and said, yes, he is going to play this year and he will, you know what I mean? They are expecting big things from him. Also, Dre Greenlaw is getting close to maybe coming back. Um, uh, Still after the bye week, John Lynch said, but he did say that he can tell that Dre is bouncing around and you know what I mean?
Right.
Which my guess is they're probably going to start to ramp him up sometime this month. And you know what I mean? We'll see how it goes. As far as Christian McCaffrey, bro, I'm kind of just done talking about it. There's no
Yeah.
news. You know what I mean?
It's
We will go ahead.
it, it's just more or less it's when he comes, he comes. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
There's no
right.
timetable, so there's nothing to stress over.
It's it's like it's real quick, you know what I mean, before we finish the injuries up. It's honestly it's like a bonus, bro. Like it's like some dessert that you didn't expect to get. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
If he pops up, you know, in a couple weeks, bro, it's a great surprise, and I'm gonna be
Mhm.
juiced. You know what I mean? But as far as where we're at right now with our season being 2-2, I'm focused on the guys that are available and that are ready to play now. The
Mhm.
Christian McCaffrey stuff is too all over the place. So you know
Mhm.
what I mean? I'm gonna put that to bed. If he pops up in 6 to 7, 8 weeks, you know what I mean? Or 2 or 3 weeks, or 10 weeks, or week 17, or first round of the playoffs, it's a bonus. It's like that, you know what I mean? That slice of cake. You walked into the kitchen, you thought it was all gone, and it's still in there. You know, they left a slice for you. You feel me? So that's
Especially with the emergence of Baby Beast, knocking on wood. Of course,
exactly
he's we're not lacking in that area, so it's not in the rush over and whatnot.
right, right, exactly, bro. So now let's talk about. I mean, man, where do we start? Right with the Cardinals, crazy
Well,
situation. Go
they're
ahead.
they're in offense. They're number five in offense. Obviously,
Okay,
with the
total.
emergence of Marvin Harrison, Kyler
Right,
coming back. Of course, the big Connor in the back, running back and stuff. But they're number 30th in defense. So
right.
I mean, we like to pounce on shit like that.
Now, be nice. I'm interested. You being a fellow Michigan, you know what I mean? I'm a Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Give us give us a little scouting report on Marvin Harrison because I know that's a guy you know very well. He cooked you guys a
No,
lot,
no, 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 no. This kid's elite, obviously.
right?
He's elite. He's elite, elite. Something you should be. But at the moment, I believe I'm not gonna say it's not a threat. Of course, he can easily snap our fingers, and he's got five receptions for 100 yards, and and he can get all the separation. He's everything you want in a receiver. But I just don't think it's the Kyler Murray. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's getting the ball as
It's
much as people
boomer
expect him
bust.
to. Yeah,
So are
yeah,
you
yeah, yeah,
saying
yeah.
it's boomer bust? He's either gonna
Yes,
go.
yes.
He's
But
either going off.
not because of him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay, I
Because
got
yeah,
you. I
yeah,
got you.
yeah. I mean, he is the number one receiver there. Period.
Right,
So
right, right. And then they have obviously. I mean, don't get it twisted. The Cardinals get before we get to Kyler Murray, they have a good tight end in Trey McBride. You know what I
mhm.
mean? They have the other guy that I like. I went to the Cardinal game last year in Levi Stadium when crazy Josh Dobbs was a quarterback, and
Yeah.
dude, they went. They went toe to toe with us, bro. They went.
Hmm.
I mean, Josh Dobbs was out there slinging the rock. We ended up
Hmm.
getting the dub. Christian McCaffrey, I believe, had 4 or 5 touchdowns that game. It was something
Yeah.
crazy. Um, uh, but Wilson, the wide receiver Wilson, was
Hmm.
a dog and a baller.
He is.
He is somebody that you do not want to sleep on. I like him. And then, I mean, you got McBride. I mean, and then dude, James Conner, this guy,
Mhm.
we can't, you know what I mean? Him
We
and
can't get him
Hufanga,
going.
they might meet at the 50-yard line. You know what
Oh,
I
I
mean?
can't wait. I
Right,
cannot wait.
right, right. So that is, I mean, do we witness? I mean, James. It seems like every year, every time James Conner plays us,
He
he's
goes off, at least you could say, or it's
it's a
solid. It's a
chin
solid game.
it's a chin strap game, bro. It's buckle your chin strap. I like James Conner. I feel like he's one of the most underrated running backs in the NFL. I feel like he's more underrated to the fans, but as far as the NFL, when you talk about peers and guys that are on teams, I'm pretty sure they know when they're playing James Conner, the defense, it's buckle your chin strap and put your mouthpiece in. That's the type of running back he is. Got a lot of respect for the way he plays the game, how he
Hmm.
runs the ball hard. If they're in the red zone, the ball's going to him. And
Hmm.
then let's finish it up on offense with a little, I mean, man, the little,
Do you
this
do
guy.
you do you spy him the whole time? That's the thing. Speaking of D Winter and everybody coming back, do you spy him the whole time? I mean, essentially,
I
yeah.
believe,
How do you prepare for
I
a
believe it is
super mobile?
definitely,
Yeah, he's not a regular mobile. He's super mobile.
it's a mixture of things, right? For one, when you play, when you play uh, a mobile quarterback,
Hmm.
you have to be very what word am I looking for? You have to be disciplined in
Hmm.
your rush lanes. It's not Jacoby Brissett where where the D linemen are just hauling ass, getting up the field, and it's chaos. It's We want chaos against Kyler Murray and these guys that can run, but we want controlled chaos. You know what
I
I
like
mean?
that.
We
I
want
like that.
controlled chaos. So you have to stay disciplined and stay in your rush lanes. And yes, we probably will get some QB spies with Fred Warner, or I wouldn't recommend DeAndre Campbell spying on Kyler Murray. But it has to be all 11 to the football. Everybody's got to be flying around. Then in the secondary, everybody has. It cannot be like it was against Minnesota or the Rams, where guys are lollygagging and getting caught sleeping and out of position and whatnot. Because with a guy like that, he will scramble, and if people are not disciplined, he will make you pay, bro. He's gonna
His,
make you pay.
his eyes are always downfield. You know what I
That's it.
mean?
And he's tough, and I mean, he's just quite frankly, bro, he's a pain in the ass. And
Hmm.
since he came into our division, since he was drafted by the Arizona Cardinals, I mean, he has been a pain in our ass. You know what I
Yep.
mean? He has been. So the main thing for me against when you play Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals, it's just being disciplined. You know what I mean? And when the defensive linemen rush, you know what I mean. You have to be disciplined, stay in your rush lanes, and everybody has to be on the same page. No one can be freelancing, because if you are, it will make you pay.
They're in their last place rush defense.
Right. And we just watched them. And speaking of their defense, we just
Yeah.
watched them get destroyed
God
by the
damn, it's
Washington
crazy.
Redskins and Jaden Daniels.
Crazy.
Yes. So I look for a big game on the offensive side of the ball. I look for this is a big Mason game. Once again, I mean,
Yeah.
when is it not a big game? You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Hmm.
And I look for Brock to pick up right where he left off on the
Continue
defense.
his
Yes,
pace.
yes. On the defensive side of the ball, I mean, the one guy that just always sticks out to me that I'm a huge fan of is Buda Baker, number
My
three.
favorite. One of
The
my
guy,
favorite.
yes, the guy flies around. He's all over the field. He's the
Hmm.
tone setter. Just a straight stick of dynamite that is looking for smoke, wants it, and you know what I mean. Like I said, got a lot of respect for the way he plays the game. Other than that, on defense, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know too much about him. Still earlier in the year,
Mm-hmm.
I'm anxious to, and I haven't watched too many Cardinal games this year. I've watched a few minutes here and there, but just knowing Kyler Murray and the offense and what I saw last year, Buda Baker didn't play, so the defense is kind of, you know what I mean. It's a little new to me, so I'm anxious to I'm anxious to see what they got.
Yeah, I just hope that we clean up on special teams and with like you said, with a lot of these players coming back, it gives a lot of those players that were playing starting roles get back on that special team, lock that special teams down, and man, go out there and just continue to win. After this, it's a short week, and we got Thursday
Right,
Seahawks. We're
right.
going to Seattle after that. You know what I mean? So it's something to just try to get out of there unscathed and
Yes,
just play smart ball.
and they get a win. It is a division game,
Mm-hmm.
and almost last week we called it a lunch pail game. This is borderline because too for me because it's like we still have not played a full game on in all three phases. Last week was offense and defense. I would love to see special teams get on board, and I just want to see us pick up where we left off last week. I don't want to see a drop off. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm looking for. It's not so. It's not even so much. Dude, with this team, it's not even so much individual players, individual. I'm not there yet. I'm not there
Yeah.
right now. We had two losses back to back to where I just want to see us get back. I mean, the best way to say it, bro, I just want to see us pick up where we left off last week. Be physical, stop the run, um, um, uh, and just continue, bro, to just dominate the way we dominated the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I'm thinking too.
Yeah, and if we come out playing around, it'll be the fourth quarter, and we'll be in the game, and we'll be relying on Jake Moody, or you know what I mean. Basically, we have no business. This has no we have no business being in a tight game with these guys. If we're in a tight game with these guys, it's because we went back to our ways of the last 2 weeks. One thing I do want to clean up before we get out of here is the penalties were ridiculous last week. We got to clean that up. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for. Uh, I want to clean up the penalties, and I want the special teams to join the party with the offense and the defense, and I'll be a happy camper.
Mm-hmm. Final position. What's the score?
We're gonna go. Well, hey man, it's Brock's under center, so we're going 31.
Damn.
We're going 31-17.
31-17. Okay.
Yeah, 31-17.
Yeah, I'm gonna say something crazy up there like a I want to say 34. No, I'm gonna say 28 14.
Okay, okay,
28
okay,
14, something like that. You
okay.
know what I mean? With a lot
Got
of
you.
punts. And just like you said, I think Mason will have a big game because them cats can't stop a nosebleed in Arizona right now.
Right, right,
So
right, right. Yep, yep. And one last thing, B Nash, before we get out of here, man. You know
mhm.
we are fantasy heads, and
God
you know what
damn,
I mean.
man.
So I'm I'm gonna go ahead and give you the floor. What's your fantasy lock? If you got them on your roster, who do you predict is going to have a huge game that you just can't miss?
Yeah.
If you plug them in, you can't miss. Not just 15, 20 points. I'm talking he's going for 30 plus on Sunday. Who's your
I
guy?
I was gonna say Justin Jefferson in London, right? But then I thought, okay, well, Sauce is gonna get on him, and that's gonna be a tough game and overseas, da 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 da. But my super D duper lock must have it, man. CD Lamb. I mean,
Okay.
the Dallas Cowboys are depleted right now. They
Put the
still don't
cape
know.
on, right? He's got to
My
put the
God, they
cape
have
on, bro.
and just literally, bro, give me 14 targets. You know
Yeah,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
And I need it right
Yeah.
now. Because
Yep,
obviously I
yep.
made the biggest mistake last night and didn't play
Evans?
Kirk
Oh,
Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. Kirko.
And he went for the most he'll ever go in his life.
Yeah,
That shit
yeah.
had me mad. So
Shout out Captain Kirk. My
good
play
luck, dog.
is I'm going with Dontavian Wicks, second receiver. He's a number 2 receiver for the Packers. He was probably on a lot of people's waiver wire. He went for 21 last week. Dobbs is out. Christian Watson's out. Jordan Love's back. He was back last week. He started to heat up, obviously, after halftime because they closed that gap on the Vikings. Mark my words, Dontavian Wicks is going to have a huge game. A lot of people don't know who he is. I'm sure you've heard of him. You heard of the last name.
Yeah.
You are going. This dude is a baller, and he's a hell of a Robin to Reed. I like this guy. He's going to be a problem moving forward. Well, I'm going Dontavian Wicks. If you got him in your lineup, if he's still on your waiver wire, I don't know who you're playing with, what you're doing. You better go pick him up because I'm telling you right now, automatic, can't miss, surefire, plug in, play him, bow.
Hey, boom. That's the check-in, guys. We'll be back with a we'll try to get in here Sunday after the game, depending how it goes. You know, if something weird happens, we be mad as fuck. We don't want to get on. But, you know, I'm sure it's going to be good.
We're going to take care of
get on
afterwards.
We're going to try to get on soon afterwards, guys. Hey, that's my man Gaddy right there. I'm B Nas. Peace.